Okay. Oh, I think we've dropped a few on the way. But I'm going to start because there are other things this afternoon. So this closing session is all about, as you know, unfortunately, saying goodbye and saying hello to new places. So I thought that it would be nice for our present, next, and future plenary presenters to, or shall we say, managers to come up and join me here in a little relaxed environment. So I welcome Otake-san, Plenary 7, so Mr. Present, Yolanda Melico, Plenary 8, so next, and Fabrizio Gagliardi, Future, Plenary 9, okay? So, Otake-san, after a long, I would say more than 6 months of a lot of work, which we thank you for, you are most welcome to sit back, relax, and enjoy that seat. Yolanda, you should not get too comfortable. And remember that you probably won't be sitting down again until at least the 18th of September. And Fab, you can get used to the relaxation, but, you know, then it starts. Okay? All right, so I'm just going to give you a few short notes about Plenary 7, then Otake-san will say his goodbyes, and we'll officially close Plenary 7. So oh, yes, you must speak into the microphone, Hilary. It's always good to have a few numbers and to know what went on. Of course, the fallout, if you like, of this plenary will come in the coming weeks. But what we knew, of course, or what I can tell you now are numbers on how many recommendations and outputs we presented, which is 7. It's always a growing number. We had 11 adoption presentations, and they weren't all of them. They were just a sample. So there are so many more that we could have presented, but time doesn't allow us that. I mean, we are 69 interest and working groups at the moment, and I know that a few more have been formed since in the last few days. So that's 25 working groups and 44 interest groups. And of course, many of them had in the over the 54 different breakout meetings, so not all were able to come. In terms of who was here, it's good to show that we had 357 attendees at the plenary itself. And the regional breakdown is interesting because it's nice to see a huge growth, of course, in our Japanese participation. Natural, but we hope to see those numbers not falling too much when we show the same pie charts in San Diego, or San Diego, no, Denver. Gender balance, for those of you who like to know that number, it's more or less, by the way, always this breakdown in our plenaries. So we maybe need to improve on if we want to take it into consideration as a serious criteria. And then the last one was just in types of organization, because some people like to know who was here. Of course, our academic and research participants are always the highest ones that we have, but this is just to show you in a snapshot the number of different participants and the different organizations that we have. If anyone is interested, by the way, in these statistics, we have lots more, but I won't bore you with them. So I'd like to invite Otake-san from the Japan Science and Technology Agency to officially close the Plenary 7.
Thank you, Hilary. So, good afternoon. Everybody, did you enjoy the Plenary 7? Oh, yes, great. That's very happy to hear. So, first of all, thank you all for carrying out all the business of RDA Plenary 7. Without your collaboration and cooperation, Plenary 7 would not be accomplished. Also, I appreciate our co-organizers, especially sponsors, namely Elsevier, Fujitsu G-Search, Hitachi, Scientific Data, and Thomson Reuters. Plenary 7 and data sharing symposium are held with over 400. Yes, plenary, only plenary is 350, but we count 450 participants. And 54 sessions, including plenaries, took place. I'm sure that our motions or activity are proceeding. I believe that the data are the keys to realize science more precise and its progress faster and surer, and also to make our decision better by evidence basis. It may, of course, we have to make it sure, bring us people, our society, and world, better life and brighter future. French scientist Louis Pasteur said, "Science knows no country because knowledge belongs to the humanity and is the touch which illuminates the world. Science by nature is borderless. And why not research data?" But however, if we look at the world, also Pasteur said, scientists have their nationality. This is another reality. As one of the Japanese professors pointed out in the symposium, that while our business aims to make world of science without barrier, it is inevitable to change the way of scientific research activities and thus to change the culture of science community and mindset of scientists. Of course, result of research activity has been published as academic papers for a long time, but not now it is not sufficient. Result of science should come to be in public domain and research data as well. I said that at the opening that emerging interest or concern of general public to science requires the evidence-based discussion and interaction between science and society. Data provides strong evidence. Also, the motion of citizen science tackles research data to be open to the public. Actually, today is the beginning of the era of open science, I think. But this is a big challenge to the tradition or history of science and research. It is not an easy job. However, because it is difficult, and thus it is our noble duty to challenge. The way we are going to is long and tough maybe, but worth stepping forward, involving wider range of science community, not only the small group of data science or information science, but other scientific field. I'm sure that our joint work continues to pursue data sharing as much as possible by removing barriers existing between individual scientists, communities, disciplines, institutes and organizations, countries, either developed or emerging, and generations. We pursue democracy in science. At this moment, I'd like to declare the official close of Plenary 7 in Tokyo, but I'm also pointed out that this is the starting point of the next Plenary 8 in Denver, Colorado, in the United States during the International Data Week. Colorado is higher place in altitude than Tokyo. 1 mile or 1,600 meters. And thus, I hope the discussion will be higher in quality and in progress, but not burning because of the relatively low pressure of oxygen in Denver. And we can pave the road to Plenary 9 in Barcelona and so forth. I'm very happy to hand the RDA baton to our US colleague. I again appreciate your attendance and contribution to Plenary 7. I'd like to also all of you to go safely back to your home and continue to do our homework. Now Plenary 7 is closed. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, that was lovely. So we'll physically pass the baton, Yolanda.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We're almost there, so a couple more speeches to go. On behalf of the Research Data Alliance, CODATA, and the World Data System, I wanted to take this opportunity to provide you a brief overview of what we have in store for International Data Week. As communicated several times throughout the week, International Data Week will begin on September 11th in beautiful Denver, Colorado. For the first time ever, we will be holding not one, but 3 high-caliber events focused on open data sharing. With the theme From Big Data to Open Data, Mobilizing the Data Revolution, you will have the opportunity to attend SciDataCon, RDA's 8th Plenary Meeting, and the International Data Forum, which will be the centerpiece of the week, taking place on that Wednesday. Planning is underway right now for all 3 events, and from what I've seen so far, it's going to be a remarkable week filled with high-profile speakers, an amazingly diverse audience, and activities focused on interactivity and engagement. On that note, related to SciDataCon, based on the great conversations that have been going on in just this week, the SciDataCon organizers have decided to extend their call for session proposals until March 14th, and I think a tweet went out about that earlier today. RDA, now that Tokyo is over, will be doing more of our planning, and we'll be sending out similar calls in the near future. So in typical RDA tradition, I now have a brief video to show you. But prior to doing so, I am thrilled to announce that we just opened registration for International Data Week this week. And you are more than welcome to log on to International Data Week to check it out. And once again, on behalf of RDA, CODATA, and World Data System, we personally encourage you to visit this website and reserve your spot for this landmark event. So thank you, and on that note, you can cue the video. Thank you.
On behalf of RDA, CODATA, the ICSU Committee on Data for Science and Technology, and the ICSU World Data System, we cordially invite you to join us at International Data Week, an unprecedented opportunity for individuals from all disciplines, professions, and geographies to explore how best to exploit the data revolution through data-driven research and innovation. With a theme From Big Data to Open Data, Mobilizing the Data Revolution, International Data Week is expected to be the largest event of its kind. The week will include 3 world-class events, highlighting international leadership and priorities in advancing data science, standards, practices, and technology. International Data Week will commence with SciDataCon 2016. Convened by CODATA and World Data System, this scientific research conference will take place from the 11th through the 13th of September and will address frontier issues of data science and data stewardship in research by bringing together researchers who create and use data with other professional communities involved in data science. The conference will feature research and practice papers, lightning talks, and panel discussions, in addition to inspiring keynote presentations. The centerpiece of the week is the International Data Forum on 14 September, featuring keynotes from world-renowned speakers, high-level panels, and discussion sessions. The audience is expected to be broad and range from academic researchers to government decision-makers and industrial leaders. An exhibition space will be organized to showcase ongoing capabilities and advances with a focus on visionary prospects in data science. Attendees will also participate in the Research Data Alliance's 8th Plenary Meeting. Taking place from the 15th through the 17th of September, the meeting will be a unique opportunity to network and collaborate with colleagues and peers from various disciplines and make progress in developing implementable solutions to promote data sharing and data-driven innovation. Besides keynote talks by leading experts, an important feature of the program is its working and interest group meetings and birds of a feather discussions exploring new potential working or interest group topics. So yes, you get it. International Data Week will be about data and people. But how can we make our conversation about data even more attractive? By talking about data in beautiful Denver, Colorado. A city that boasts 300 days of sunshine, a thriving cultural scene, diverse neighborhoods, and natural beauty that combine for the world's most spectacular playground. Denver is located in the center of the United States, at the base of the Continental Divide and the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Its stunning architecture, award-winning dining, and unparalleled views, matched with its reputation as being a top area for research and technology, ensure this city will be an ideal location for this landmark event. Again, we hope you join us for International Data Week in September 2016. Slated to be the biggest event of its kind, don't miss this unprecedented week.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yolanda. But, you know, we don't just go from one plenary to the next. We already know about our next plenary in Europe. So it's going to be hosted by Barcelona Supercomputing Center. And I would invite Fabrizio Gagliardi to give a little overview of what you can expect there.
Okay, thank you, Hilary. Thank you, the organization, for giving me the opportunity to give you a little bit of a glimpse what you should expect, well, in about 1 year from now. So I think, you know, we are just at the end of a pretty successful event. I'm very pleased to see that as the European, we count for the largest attendance to this event, which is pretty good, given Japan distance from most of us. So that's very good. So definitely the Committee of European and, you know, and in general, how strongly we feel about, you know, the importance of data for science now and moving forward. So just to give you a little bit of anticipation of what you should expect, you know, in Plenary 9s in Barcelona. Well, I don't think I have to introduce Barcelona that much. It's one of the most popular tourist destinations in Europe and probably also in the world. And you see, I mean, we feel very strongly about art and beauty. So that's why not only we have a beautiful monument, but we also have the most beautiful supercomputer system in the world. It's not the most powerful by any means, but it's definitely the most beautiful. Hosted in an ancient former chapel, very, very close to the Polytechnic University of Barcelona. And that again shows a little bit the spirit there. You have art, you have beauty, you have computing. There are, you know, the Supercomputer Center is not the only center of intense computer activity in Barcelona, but we also have very much of other science. And, you know, you can see a little bit the list there. I'm not going to go through all the details, but that's also the reason why so many international industry in computing from IBM, Microsoft, Intel, NVIDIA, they place research teams in Barcelona. And many of them, we are proud to host them, and they collaborate with the Barcelona Supercomputer Center and the Polytechnic University of Barcelona. Well, that is another glimpse of the kind of art beauties you can expect there with the relative location in Barcelona, and we are downtown Barcelona, so you will have definitely a chance during the breaks and after work to go and enjoy, you know, the cultural aspects of this beautiful city. It's very international, as I said. We just at the end of the World the World Mobile Congress, attended by more than 100,000 people. And I'm sure you all read in the press. So it's a clear city. It's a city that clearly knows how to host and entertain people. And it's also not even an expensive city. So you can definitely enjoy good food and a good atmosphere. We are going to run the event at one of the centrally located conference hotel, which has been entirely refurbished. So you are basically sitting on top of one of the main rail stations, and therefore means direct connection to the airport and direct connection to the European fast railway system. So it's a very, very convenient location, very comfortable. We already run a number of events there. You will be happy. We also plan to have, you know, a nice social event as we had yesterday night here, and for that, you know, we are considering a number of venues. This is a particularly nice one. So if we get, you know, good level of subscription, we will probably go there, and I'm sure you will not be disappointed. You are part of the Old Harbor when we'll be there, so we'll have a fantastic sightseeing there. So that's all what I have to say. We haven't yet chosen a theme for that event. You know, each RDA had their own themes. And, you know, because Barcelona is a very open, you know, really very, very friendly city, open to any kind of ideas, I will encourage you to submit ideas. It's a little bit hard to say what will be the burning issue 1 year from now. The entire landscape is moving very, very fast. One thing that we are particularly trying to do through our association to RDA Europe is try to bring industry, in particular small, medium-sized enterprise in the business, so industry that can profit from those largely public data, you know, produced with public money, so they're public data distributed through open access mechanism, but see how we could somehow foster, you know, small, medium-sized, smart enterprise to derive value from those public data and deliver business content to specific categories. So we are thinking a little bit about that, but, you know, we need to see if those ideas and those plans will mature. So any idea, just let us know. You have 2 contacts. Myself and my colleague Sergi Giron, who unfortunately could not be with us today. So I'm waiting for all of you to come and join us in Barcelona and have some tapas there. Okay? Thank you.
So I always get quite sad, actually, when we come to the end of a plenary. You know, everyone is different. They're all so special in their own way. And yeah, it does. I get a little bit sad, but I'm very much looking forward to the other ones. And of course, as you know, I'm quite involved in the organization of them, so I probably won't have too much time for the sadness to set in. But it's important for me to spend 2 minutes, so I will let you out a little earlier, to say thank you to a number of people, because these things don't happen, as you know, without a lot of effort and a lot of investment of time from many, many people. Last night I heard a lovely phrase. Somebody called it the RDA family. I think it was Ogasaka Khan, but if it wasn't him, I'm actually going to attribute that to him, but I thought it was lovely. And I think that it is a family that keeps on growing. We're so lucky. I've seen very many familiar faces, but lots of new ones. And I hope that you all feel part of a family, and that I think it's all of you that make this. I would like to, of course, thank, as I said, some people, particularly JST, Otake-san, Ogasaka-san, and his team, Yuko Endo, who none of you have seen, but you have no idea of the wonderful organization that she and her colleagues have done, all the logistics here for us, and, of course, all the conference center people. I'd like to thank, of course, Council, TAB and OAB for their support, their collaboration and their tireless efforts. They really are wonderful all year round, so not just at the plenaries, okay, so they get the spotlight. There is a special thank you I'd like to give. As many of you know, the OAB co-chair at Walter is stepping down. And I think he will be sorely missed. I will sorely miss him, but I'm delighted for him, and I would like to thank you, Walter. Hope you're okay with the spotlight, but we raise a glass to you too. Okay, I would like to thank as well, of course, my colleagues on the Secretariat. So Fotis, Herman, Kathy, who's not with us, Stephanie, Timea, and Yolanda, of course, and of course Mark for his passion, his drive, his energy. He keeps us all going. He keeps us up late at night at the moment in Europe and early in the morning in other places when we meet virtually every week. But it's a great group of people to work with, and many of you see me, but I'm not the only one that has to do with plenaries at all, so, or any of the work. That we really are a great group of people that work very hard together, so I'm very fortunate to have them as colleagues all around the world. I'd like to give a very big thanks to the group chairs and the meeting conveners, because of course you are the core of our plenary meetings, those meetings, and I know that you put a lot of effort into organising them, hosting them, preparing for them, and following up on them afterwards. And on that point, I'd like to ask you, please update your web pages with the presentations and things like that, and notes and things that you've had during the meeting, because it's always, people are always looking for them. And then, of course, I want to thank all of you. You're the members, you're the drivers of RDA, and you are the heart and soul of it. And I thank you all for coming so much to here to, there's some snaps of you here and there. We won't have the official recordings and the photos until about 10 days' time, but we'll let you know when they're online so you can see yourselves. These are from the tweets, actually, that come along, so there are a few photos here and there of people. But so I would like to thank you so much. Honestly, you are the ones that make these meetings productive, you know, really what we hope and wish for when we organise them. And of course, we're open and always want your feedback on all aspects of how we can make these better, improve them, make them easier, and facilitate them for you. So please feel free to contact myself or my colleagues on the Secretariat, or anybody else you would like on the group. So with that, I close it. I say thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you all in Denver. And goodbye, safe trip home, safe stay, and visit to Tokyo in Japan if you're having it. So sayonara.